Today I'm going to review the $10,000 stock account I opened and the performance of the first week. So if you're curious how it's been going, stick around. There goes Winston. I'll be talking about that today. Good morning. My name is Adam Kahn and I'm the Rational Investor. Today is Sunday, November 26th, my son's 13th birthday, so I'm super excited about that. Um, Before I forget, if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, slam that like button. It really helps YouTube's algorithm and people finding the channel. So if you're enjoying the content, I appreciate the support. Before I get into how the portfolio I started last week did for the first week, um, I'm also going to mention that if you happen to notice that I'm wearing the same shirt in tomorrow's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about these YieldMax ETFs that have been started. I started digging into them a bit and have some pros and cons that I want to discuss. And I have it in my mind, so I want to talk about it today, even though I'll probably post it tomorrow. For today's video, though, we're going to go into the portfolio. Since today's Sunday, I wanted to talk about it before next week started. Um, I'm also going to put a couple links in the description about opening an account at Sofi. Um, if you deposit $10 or more in there, they're going to give you a free $25, which is pretty cool. They also give my son a small gift, which would be nice for his birthday. He's gotten some others. Um, I like to teach him about all this stuff as well, and he gets really excited, and it's a good way for me to encourage him learning about investing. I also picked up a crystal ball so that I can see into the future is my hope. Now there's two problems. One, it's a little bit small and my eyesight isn't that great, and it looks like it's cracked, which makes it tougher to see. But in terms of predicting, I can take a close up and see if I see something, try to get some information and some insight as to what the future is going to bring and where markets are going to move. Those of you who've been watching, I think you know that I'm kind of bullish the markets. There's certain stocks I like in particular, but overall, I think it's a good time to invest in anything you're thinking of investing in. So the account's been off to a great start, which of course I'm really excited about, but that's not typical. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. We had about a 1% return this week, which is awesome. I mean, I wish I could do that every week. I'll go through all 20 stocks and let you know which ones did good, which ones did bad, how much they're up on the week or how much they're down, and where we go from there. Basically, though, this account, I'm not going to really make any trades. I'm just going to keep an eye. I think I picked some good companies, and I don't really want to get out of them. Most of them are ones that I own in my main account, and what I've done with that is I put it out of my hands. I try to put the positions on. It's in an account that there's no trading, there's no online access, no nothing. It's just at a firm where I can't really touch it because these are companies I want to own. And somebody asked a question about like how I make the decisions. For the most part, I try to wait for companies that I've wanted to own to be out of favor and hope that I pick them up inexpensively. And then I hope to own them forever. Like I never plan to sell unless something in the company fundamentally changes where I no longer believe that it's going to have the future that I see when I buy it. Really, I have no plans on selling these. I plan on passing them down to my kid or whatever I do, and I hope I never need it. Certain companies like Facebook, Amazon, Google, I think they continue to grow, and I hope that they do. And like I said, I just plan to own them forever. Most of the stocks that I bought in this account are pretty similar. There might be one or two that are a little bit different, and I'll get into that when I get to them and how they did this week. So I just put it in order of worst performing to best performing to save to the end the one that did the best. And if you see me looking down, it's just that I'm looking at my little cheat sheet here let's see, you can see right there. Those are all the stocks. It's got the ticker symbols and essentially how it did for the week. And I'll go through it as well so you can listen it. So Caterpillar was down about $10.50. I have two shares of it if I remember right. Caterpillar is a company I love, no issue with that. Starbucks was down $9.44. Qualcomm $5.96. ExxonMobil was down $4.04. PFFA, which is Vertis Preferred Stock Fund, it was down $2.75. ADM, Archer Daniel Midland, was up 48 cents. QSR, which is a combination, it's a conglomerate of fast food chains, including Burger King and some others. Really good company. I like them a lot. Pays a small dividend. It was up 94 cents. Bristol Myers was up $2.80. JEPQ was up $4, but that's the one I kind of want to asterisk and say I actually sold it in the account that I had it in for a dividend account. When I read on it more, and I'll explain that as well, I don't love the company. It's a covered call strategy. And if I'm going to do a covered call strategy, I'll do that on my own because it limits your upside potential and you still have all the risk of the downside of the markets. So I don't really trust, forgive me, I just don't. I don't really trust somebody else trading that for me. Now, if I want to sell calls on a stock, I'm comfortable doing it, but I don't want to have a fund manager doing it for me because I don't trust their abilities. Um, 3M MMM was up $4.75. Meta, which is my largest holding in my personal account and my favorite company in a lot of ways, was up $6.10 this week. Amazon was up a little bit more at $6.20. Zillow was up $7.10, which was interesting because I bought a pretty small percentage for the portfolio compared to the others. Even though it was $500 a piece, I only bought 10 shares of Zillow, which was under $40, so it was like 38 or $39, $390 investment. Um, MO, which is Altria Group, which is kind of the U.S. part of Philip Morris, was up $8.25, which is awesome. It just, I think buying it around $40, or if you were lucky enough to get in below, is a great opportunity because you're really buying it for the dividend. The fact that it was up $8.25 is added bonus. Pfizer, another one, I just think it's out of favor, like Bristol Myers, um, and it's gotten to where it pays a decent dividend for what it typically does, and I kind of think it's just cheap here. But again, I say this in all the videos. I'll say it right now. You guys need to do your own research in this stuff and make your own financial decisions. Don't listen to me just because I'm on YouTube. Because quite honestly, I look around, I see a lot of advice I think is good, but I see a lot of bad advice out there, especially from people who haven't been doing it too long and may not realize the risk that they're taking on for some of the strategies that they suggest. Um, anyway, I think Pfizer's rather inexpensive where it is now. It was up $10.05. Best Buy, I like not real estate. I like the retail industry right now because I think they've been so out of favor. And I think I said it before, I really wanted to put Target in, but by the time I did the portfolio or thought to do this, they had already released their earnings and popped up from 106, 107 to 130. And even though I have some, I didn't want to start a new position for this when it's already made that move. Honestly, I do think it's going to continue further, but since I missed that move already, and Best Buy hadn't made the same move. Now they had different types of earnings. They weren't as strong. They actually went down on the earnings, but they've done better since. I still like the retail space because I think it's so out of favor, and they prepared everybody for such bad earnings that if they outperform a little, they should do real well. The next better performer was Google, which is also one of my favorites. It was up $11.92. NEP, which is Nextera Energy Partners, which, if you've watched some of my other videos, I've done specific videos on just them because I really like it so much right now. It was up $12.80. And again, kind of like Altria, it's paying such a high dividend. It's not like I'm really expecting high return in terms of the share price. If it does, that's a total added bonus. But my hope with Nextera Energy Partners is they're able to pay that dividend and potentially grow it, even if the stock stagnates and doesn't go anywhere. If it stays there and I can get that dividend return, that's really good return. Um, the next two really crushed it for the week. Foot Locker, which was up $27.20 for the portfolio. And remember, these were only $500 investments, so that's a really good return in 1 week. I mean, that's unexpected. And then Enphase, which was up 7.24% from where I bought it this week, and it was a $33.82 profit. Now, the account that I check it in is E-Trade, and it might be the after the closing bell price that they're using. I'm not sure if they use the close on Friday or if they use some print that might have come afterwards because I remember seeing I was up a little under $100 plus or minus, but when I looked this morning, it was showing I was up $115.33, which, like I said, I mean, that's a little bit over 1% in a week. That's crazy return. So I'm super excited about how the portfolio started out. But I don't know if that's a prints from after the close or if that's the actual closing price. Either way, it all balances out, and the proper pricing should be there, Monday, tomorrow morning, when the market's open. Uh, Hope you all had a great weekend. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. We got to go to grandma and grandpa's. My son's really close with them, so it was so cool. And we got to see my wife's aunt and uncle and her cousin as well. And we went out to California. If you were watching the videos, they got chickens in their backyard, or at this point, one chicken. They used to have chickens, but super cool out there. I love it. It's beautiful. But now I'm back home, back in Vegas. Again, I hope you all had a really nice Thanksgiving and you're having a nice weekend. I'm going to give a reminder again, if you've made it this far, make that comment. I'd be pretty psyched to know somebody's watched all the way through. But hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.